Welcome back, friends. We have discussed about the southern blotting. Now let's talk about the northern blotting. Now, once you understand the basics principle of the southern blotting techniques, it will become very much easier to understand the northern blotting. Western blotting is a little bit different, but northern blotting is again to detect the presence of RNA instead of the DNA. In case of the southern blotting, we have seen the presence of DNA is detected using the probe hybridization. Now, in this case, we'll be seeing the detection of the RNA using the single-stranded probe hybridization technique. The rest of the procedure remains the same. That means after running the gel, you will have the transfer. You need to transfer the single-stranded RNA from the gel onto the nitrocellulose membrane or nylon membrane filled paper. But one thing is different in this case because the single stranded RNAs are not present denatured conditions. They always tend to reanneal themselves in a secondary and tertiary structures. So you need to resolve those structures before transferring this small RNAs onto the filter paper like nitrocellulose. So you need to do this very carefully. So for that purpose, what you need to do, we need to add some of the chemical reagents which can resolve the structure and provide the linear RNA structure so that we can do the further analysis. So for that purpose, we sometimes utilize the denaturing gel instead of a native gel. Now, denaturing gel means in this kind of gel, you must add formaldehyde or formalin as the denaturing agent. As the RNA molecules will go and move, this denaturing agent or formalin will denature their secondary structure and make them linearized. Okay. Now this is the flowchart of the northern hybridization. So we must prepare the RNA samples and run the gel. Now the gel will have the denaturing agent or which is called the formaldehyde or formalin in this case. So we must have this. So this is important. In this gel we must have formaldehyde or formalin. So provide this denaturing gel. Then we transfer this after running the gel we get the RNAs onto the gel. We need to transfer the RNAs from the gel to this membrane or nitrocellulose membrane paper. We will transfer this gel onto this nitrocellulose membrane which is called a northern transfer. After transferring it into the membrane we will add some of the probes, and after adding the probe will hybridize and they will bind with the single stranded RNAs which are resolved now. Now the probes can be of two different types, isotopic and non-isotopic, and we have seen in this case of the southern blotting how the isotopic and non-isotopic probes are provided and they can be used. After that, pre-hybridization, again hybridization and post-hybridization washing, then we go for the signal detection because this is a very important part because after detecting the signal we can actually tell where our desired RNA is present. Utilizing this kind of techniques we can look for the presence of our transcripts, and we can learn the expression of any kind of gene inside the DNA, and also we can look for the RNA splicing activity or RNA maturation, degradation activities, and all these things all together. Now this is the overview process, that this is the gel of RNA. So we load the RNA samples and we run the gel, because one thing is we need to be very careful about all this process because the RNA is much less stable than the DNA, because DNA is pretty stable, RNA is less stable. So RNA can be degraded due to the presence of any kind of RNAs, and RNAs are everywhere, so we need to be very careful regarding this transfer of the RNA from the gel onto the nitrocellulose membrane paper. During this step uh, we must not add any kind of solution which may contain RNAs, right? So we need to add DNAs which are RNAs free, because again a presence of DNA can hamper our analysis again in this case. And once we get the RNA, definitely the solution, there is a tendency of having DNA because the RNAs are produced from the DNAs, right? So here again, so this is the tray. Onto the tray we are having the buffer solution and then the sponge. Onto the sponge we provide this gel, and on the top of the gel we provide our nitrocellulose membrane. And what we again go for the upward capillary action. It can be of two different action. It can be of upward capillary action going upward direction from the bottom to top. It can be of downward capillary action which is coming from top to bottom. Again, in case of downward capillary action, this mechanism can be achieved pretty easily and pretty easily and pretty fast, because in this case gravitation will take the effect. And upward capillary action, it can be achieved again after putting all these things. We put the blotting papers on the top and then the weight, and then we leave it for several times, and several hours later, when it is transferred, we take out the nitrocellulose paper. Now we'll discard the gel because we no longer need it. Take the nitrocellulose paper, put it into the plastic bag, and we add the probes. Now the probes are made here the probes are made using radio labeled dye, radio labeled like P32. Now after adding the probe, so you can see this orange color thing is a probe. It can come and bind with the single stranded RNAs that are present or that was previously transferred from the gel onto the nitrocellulose paper. Now after the probe is added, what we can get, we add this probe and set this bag in the incubation temperature, which is 80 degrees Celsius for overnight. We look for it for the overnight, and after putting it overnight in 80 degrees Celsius, actually in case of our northern blotting, it is not 80 degrees, sorry, it is most of the time 32, 37 and 42 degrees Celsius at the maximum. Sorry for that. 80 degrees Celsius incubation needed in case of the DNA incubation with probes, because DNA is much more stronger and much more what we can say stable than RNA. RNA is if we incubate it for 80 degrees Celsius, it will degrade. So we will provide only 32 or 35 or 42 degrees Celsius temperature, depending upon the length of our RNA fragments we are dealing with. And after adding it, we'll give the sequence amount of time and amount of temperature. And after that, we will look for the autoradiogram that we get. And the autoradiogram, after utilizing this probe, we get the autoradiogram. From the autoradiogram, we can tell the presence of our desired RNA. Now, one problem lies in this northern blotting technique is that what is the amount of RNA a sample that is need to be reloaded, because we need to be very careful about this thing that at the very beginning we must add the equal amount of RNAs in all this case, otherwise it cannot happen. Now the problem is encountered because the RNAs are varying inside the cell, because we are having three different types of RNAs. Remember, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA segment. So in case of DNA, this is not a problem because DNA is ubiquitous, it is indigenous, it is not varying inside the cell. All the DNAs are similar, so it is not a problem for southern blotting. But in case of northern blotting, we need to take care of this particular problem. To eliminate this kind of problem, what we can do, if in a sample of RNA, uh, mRNA is much more abundant. If we know that the mRNA is abundant in nature, then we can take the whole RNA sample as a count, and we can measure the concentration of all the mRNAs to all the RNAs together, and we can let the same amount of RNAs. So total RNA content can be measured and can be taken as an account for loading onto the wells if the concentration of mRNA is higher in the sample. But if the concentration of the mRNA is very very less in the sample, then we cannot utilize the total mRNA content. In those cases, we utilize some special type of mRNA content, which is called the poly A RNA content. So poly A RNA content means those RNAs which are having poly A tails. So we know that among these three different types of RNAs, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, this mRNA is modified via the polyadenylation at the 3' end and 5 prime capping at the 5 prime end. So we need to look for the those RNAs which are having poly A terminal at the 3 prime end, and we will take those the concentration of those mRNAs, and we account for the concentration of those mRNAs for loading them into the wells. Okay, so this is very very important. If the concentration of mRNA is higher in the sample, then we can go for the total RNA count and load the similar amount. And but if there is a less concentration of mRNA in the sample, you need to look for the poly A RNA count. And poly A means only the mRNAs can be account for the concentration. Okay, so that is very very important to load the similar concentration throughout the wells. Otherwise, the band we get may not get us the exact amount, because the band we get will vary, because we want the strength of the strength of the autoradiogram band as you can get here is depending upon the number of that kind of same RNA transcript present there. But if it is varying during the loading, it lead to the wrong effects, right? So we need to be very careful about loading the concentration of the RNA there. This is one problem. Okay, now these are the conventional type of northern blotting, but nowadays this picture is taken from Nature Reviews, and nowadays what we can see that the transfer of this northern blotting or the northern hybridization technique is further modified. Uh, Still nowadays this kind of technique is in use, but we can also see these are the kind of technique in future we are going to see more. And in this technique we can see the first of all the RNA separation is done. After the separation of RNA, the RNA transcripts or RNA segments are transferred from the gel to the membrane via the electroblot technique instead of the capillary action, because this electroblot definitely will be much more uh, reliable, it will be much more effective, because the transfer will be very much efficient. In case of other type of capillary action, this is not that much efficient because it's simply the physical capillary activity. Now in this case what we can do, we will provide the negative electron and positive electrode, and at the middle of the negative and positive electrode we will put our RNA sample with our gel, which is the PAG. Okay, I think it's polyamine glycol, but I'm not sure about that. So we put the gel, and what we allow this RNAs as their negatively charged, so they will migrate towards the positively charged. So we'll put the membrane filter right after the gel towards the positive electrode, so that the RNA can move from the negative side to the positive side, and during this movement it can be trapped onto this nylon membrane. Remember, nylon membranes nowadays are much more used than nitrocellulose membranes. Why? I have discussed in my southern blot animation, southern blot video, so you go back and see that video. This is my recommendation for all of you who are watching this video first time. Just go back and watch the southern blotting technique in my YouTube channel first, because it will help us to understand this process more efficiently. Then after the transfer and binding of this RNA to the nitrocellulose, in this case nylon membrane, we get this membrane now. Now we incubate the membrane at 60 degrees Celsius temperature for less than 2 hours, and we utilize the EDC cross-linking. Okay, now these hybridization techniques in previous times used several times. It means we provide it for many times, say we utilize overnight and those culture. But nowadays utilizing the UV cross-linking, any kind of cross-linking, here you can see the EDC cross-linking is utilized. We can achieve this process pretty easily and pretty quickly. So only for or less than 2 hours we get this kind of incubation. Incubation will be properly done, and we get the presence of the RNAs, and the predicted presentation of RNA onto the nylon will be there. Then we can add the probe, and we can again hybridize it, and we can store it for the future purpose. Okay, and we can look for the autoradiogram or what kind of probe we are adding. Depending upon the type, we will analyze the probe, we'll analyze the blot, and we can get our desired conclusion. Okay, so this is a projected model which can be utilized in the future times. Now the applications of this northern blots, and again I'm telling you, it's the most important application is to understand the gene expression at the level of mRNA, because the gene expression, to know the gene expression, the gene expression means the mRNA production from DNA. So the number of mRNAs at from the particular gene will give us the particular gene expression study. It also can help us to detect the mRNA transcript size, and also it can help us to study the RNA degradation, RNA splicing, and also it give us some idea about the RNA half-life. Now this can be often used to confirm that to check the transgenic or knockout mice, right? So it's often can be used to confirm to check the transgenic and knockout mice whether the knockout is done perfectly or not. Splicing, degradation, and half-life can be understood. Disadvantages of northern blotting is that the standard northern blot is relatively less effective than the nucleus protection assays and RT-PCRs, which are the real-time PCR or reverse transcriptase PCR. We will study it later, and we'll see why it is not that much sensitive to them. And the detection with multiple probe is a problem for the RNAs throughout the time. Now RNA is fragile, it is not that much stable, so the stability is again a problem. They can be easily degraded by the RNAs, so the quality of the data and quantification of the expression is quietly negatively affected due to this kind of northern blotting. So you need to be very careful about these studies and very careful about the degradation of RNAs by the RNAs, right? So this part we keep in mind. We will run this northern blotting, but still it is nowadays popular. We can utilize it. In the future it can be modified as I've seen you before in the different slides. So that's it. I hope this will help you to understand the northern blotting. Thank you.